What's good? This is Rob Allen ENT. Blessings to you and your whole family. This is Kenyon Martin calls out Stephen A. Smith for disrespecting Kwame Brown. Oh, you know what's about to go down. You know Kenyon Martin from the streets. You see the do-rag. You see the hoodie. Stop playing with him. Hoodie Martin in the building. Let's go.
Stephen A, man, you're a fucking clown, bro. Like I call it out, shit, man. Stephen A, you're a clown. You couldn't listen. You couldn't make it in these circles, bro.
Dang.
I wanted to ask you guys. I wanted to ask you guys about Kwame now
Call that
coming out
boy a
saying what he's
clown right out
saying. Kenyon, because
He called that boy a clown right out the gate. What y'all think about that?
there's a lot of pressure. You were number one. Darrell, you came out straight out of high school, so you guys have a unique, true understanding of what he went through at that age. Kenyon, what type of pressure did you feel, or did you feel pressure when you were number one and you were coming off a broken leg too?
Yeah, man. It was more pressure for myself, man, to be honest with you. Like I've never cared and paid attention to what people had to say. Like not at all. I've never picked up a newspaper after the game. I didn't tune in to Sports Center the first thing in the morning after the games or after the game we played. I didn't watch it. I didn't read the local beat writer stuff. And I used to tell them, like, you can say whatever you want about me, bro. Like until somebody bring it to me, I don't care what you have to say. I'm saying, but the pressure that comes with being the number one pick, it's obviously there because you're number one pick and people expect you to be this certain thing. Or expect you to average this amount of points, or expect you to make this amount of all-star teams, or whatever the case may be. But everybody know everybody.
That's what everyone expects a number one draft pick to do. But let's be honest, every number one draft pick does not acclimate well to the NBA lifestyle. It's not the same as college. You know, the NBA players will tell you it best, man. There's way more traveling. You have to diet or you will not survive. You know what I'm saying? Like you won't survive in the playoffs. You'll start getting hurt. You know what I mean? Because it's just way too many. It's way more games. Not only that you're traveling more, it's way more games than they've ever played in a season. Literally, what's his face? Steph Curry said when he was talking to J. Cole, he said J. Cole asked him how, during the J. Cole whole situation where he went to Africa and he played in the league, right? So they were on a live, and J. Cole Steph Curry said to J. Cole, he has 2 weeks off and then 2 weeks of light workout and then right back to full workout. So essentially he only has a month, really just a month off, 2 weeks of vacation with his family, and he's back on the grind. Can you imagine that? NBA players are on a whole nother level when it comes to playing. That's just what it is. And you can't. So if they made it, dog, you know what I mean? They in the top 1% as
His career, everybody path to
far
get
as
there is
NBA,
different.
as
Everybody
far as
career is different.
basketball.
So for me, it was just going out and doing what got me to that point, going out and hooping, playing hard each and every night. And whatever comes with it, whether I score 10, 15, 30, whether we win, lose, I know I went out there each and every night that I laced them up, that I gave it my all. And that was enough for me. Like I didn't care. And my teammates knew what I stood on. You know what I'm saying? But for Kwame, like to be hearing this when you're a kid throughout your 20s and they're like, and now you're like, enough is enough. Like I'm with him. Like I said on my podcast the other day, like enough. He felt like I'm saying enough is enough. Like I'm a grown man now. I was a child then when y'all was picking on me. I didn't say nothing then. I haven't said it over the last 20 years, and people still continuously try to paint this narrative that I was a bust or I was this bad or I didn't measure up to this and didn't measure up to that. Like, stop comparing me to other people. Like I had a great career. I played 13 years, 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
I bought my mom a house at 18. Like, come on, man. Like nothing about that is being a bust. But by media standards, and people who ain't never played them, like Stephen A. And
Hey man, one of these. Listen, a lot of people been, once Jalen Rose talked about Skip Bayless in that manner and was pretty much saying that analysts should be NBA players, people who have actually played the game at a high level, and reporters should be the people. And that's how I think that's how, it used to be. So the reporters, so I think Skip, all of them used to they started off as reporters and they made their way into it because they became so good at studying the game that they were actually intelligent enough in that area and field to become analysts. So that's what he's talking about right now. But like they've been talking about this for a while, man, and I agree to a degree. I think if you study the game, though, you know what I'm saying. I think you can be an analyst if you study it. You know what I mean. But you also have to stop. You can't overly critique these players to the point where you are pretty much diminishing everything that they've ever done. You know what I mean, based off of one bad night or a long career of just he wasn't the top scorer, he wasn't the top rebounder, things like that.
Other people
Right.
like try to paint this narrative that you're supposed to be that or you're supposed to be this, but when you're not mentioning the Darkos of the world, the Nicolas Skeelis of the world, Andrea Bunyanis, and like you're not mentioning
Yanni, yeah, no, he been going like 7 years.
Like, you're not mentioning these guys over the last however many years that they've been every time the draft come around, every somebody that doesn't live up to media expectations, then they compare him to Kwame Brown.
Right.
Like people say our draft was the worst draft there was. I don't care. Bought my mom a house, bought my sister a house. My mom haven't worked since then. Like, don't care what nobody has to say. And that's Kwame's approach.
Right.
And to one of my partners' point on my podcast, MG said, any millionaire that cut their own lawn, y'all need to be afraid of.
For real.
Leave that.
Kwame cutting his own lawn as a millionaire is crazy. That's what you see that? You see that? See that laugh? You see everybody laughing, right? Because that's he a Geechee, dog.
Man alone. Any millionaire that cut his own grass and fixed the tractor and lawnmower that he rides, y'all better leave that man alone.
Process. And then to touch on that Kwame situation, I played with him twice. I played with him in Golden State for a year, and I played with him in Philly. One thing I can say about Kwame, he's a real one. You know what I mean? Just because, people don't see his career how it should be or whatever. He's a successful black man that made it out the inner city, made it out his situation. He won. No matter if he played 1 second, all the minutes, scored 1 million points, he won. You know what I mean? And that's what I take away from his career and just the person he is. You know what I'm saying? This is a genuine, nice dude, articulate, smart. You know what I'm saying? You hear how he talking. And a lot of people reaching out to me like, man, I never heard Kwame speak. I didn't know he was this and that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because think about it. Unless you were in the local media, because there was no social media back then, in 2001. Unless you lived in DC, you never saw him talk on TV because we were role players. How many interviews did you get after the big time game? Like, hey, the guy that scored 10 and 7 don't get interviewed. They go and score 30. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mark, you would have some of the big games. You get interviewed. Like me, Ryan, and Darrell, we never got the national interviews. Like people don't even know that you can talk. You know what I'm saying? So people are now understanding now that Kwame Brown has something to bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? As far as
hey man, I like that these NBA players are actually standing up and coming together, man. You know what I mean? Let's give a round of applause for all the NBA players coming together.
How he talks, how he goes about his business. And even when I played with him early on in his career, he was never dumb. He was uninformed. So like he didn't understand certain stuff because like we just talked about in high school, the play was for Kwame. You know what I'm saying? He was the play. Now he has to learn 5 plays. And we're in the league, we would demo a play 2 times, run up and down the court, and now we got to go do it. And we're playing live in scrimmages. That's not high school.
No,
they didn't have development coaches in 2001 like that. They didn't have guys they didn't have any type of mental awareness.
Babysitters.
Yeah, they didn't have none of that. So all of that comes into play as far as the development of how we got to this situation. And then there were a lot of people kicking him when he was down.
Right.
And now, hey man, Stephen A. Smith, Matt Ball, he taking names, dog. He's like, hey, I got your name. Hey, Madam Stephen A. Smith just said he about to go back at him. I don't know why. He just gonna make it worse.
Why?
Yeah, he said he gonna go back at him at Stephen A.'s world tonight. So I don't know why.
Hey man, Stephen A. going at him again. Here's the reality. I told y'all in the last video, Stephen A is a different breed. He's not going to back down. Everyone else, Charlemagne sent out an apology. He don't want that Geechee smoke. You see Joe Budden, he couldn't wait. He couldn't wait to find something where Kwame said that he was cool with him. I just did that video. And you know what I'm saying? That's just they don't want that Kwame smoke. But I'm gonna be honest with you. The only person that wants the Kwame smoke is Stephen A. He's like a I don't know, dog. He's not that boy tilted.
He's gonna leave it alone. Like,
That boy is
Right.
Stephen
tilted.
A, man, you're a fucking clown, bro. Like I call it out, shit, man. Stephen A, you're a clown. You couldn't listen. You couldn't make it in these circles, bro. Like in these locker rooms and situations, man. Like I think it's super weak. Man, like you just been trying to paint this narrative about this man all these years. Now he got something to say. You're like, I'm not gonna say nothing back. He should have something to say. Now you got something to say. Like, which one is it, bro?
I hope
just apologize, man.
Yeah, he should apologize.
Just apologize, bro.
Stephen A is not. He's not.
Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, they got a hellified platform, but they laughed at him for two shows in a row, so they were wrong for that. You know, like Kwame even had something to say about me because, like, I was condescending when I played with and hey, they'll tell you I'm still condescending now. I'm trying to get over that. You know what I'm saying? But
you like Richard Jefferson.
Yeah, I am. Me and Richard kind of get along. Like, cause we like that. We condescending. But I don't have nothing against. Yeah, I don't go that far, King. You know that about me, man. I'm trying to come up in this commentating world, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't go that. But it's the fact of the matter. I still saw how he was treated, and I want I want all these guys, the players, to handle this behind closed doors. There's not enough of us in this inner circle doing well as Black millionaires for us to get on social media and get to beefing. You know what I'm saying? Because the world is watching, and I look at the comments and how many people are hyping this stuff up. I'm thinking to myself, I don't really see like no white athletes going at each other like that. I don't ever see that. So I'm like, I want these guys to if they have problems, to settle it behind closed doors. But Kwame, right to his, hey, listen, it's Kwame's time right now. He got a hellified platform, so they're gonna have to deal with him now. This dude went from 4,000 subscribers on YouTube to over 200,000 in a week. He can do whatever he want and say whatever he want. It's Kwame's time now. They're going to have to deal with it. Stephen A, you want to deal with it. Leave that man alone, fam.
Okay, let me.
And that's why they don't want you to get a platform. Once you get a platform, you know people don't realize it that the internet. The reason why all these major corporations want to get on the internet, the reason why Netflix and all this stuff is internet-based subscription plans. They get all their money based off of all the people that they advertise through the internet to get on their platforms. The internet is the center of it all. And if you don't understand that in 2021, by 2030, your brand, if you're not already a big brand, ain't gonna mean nothing. I'm telling you. It's not gonna mean nothing. Kids don't even know who Hollywood stars are anymore. All they know is YouTubers, dog. If it ain't on YouTube, if it ain't on TikTok, they don't know what it is. If it ain't on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? And then they only following stuff on Twitter that they follow from TikTok and YouTube. Man, y'all better listen.
So to your point, Brendan, hold on, Brendan. To your point, Brendan, like it's just like the mentality that we grew up with in the hood. Like when somebody got a hole in their shoe, or you tease them, or they got to ride the bus, you tease them, or they had to wear the same shirt, you tease them, and then it's just a domino effect. Once one person says something, it just draws attention to it. Then the next person, they got his jeans was dirty. Then his shirt had a hole in it. Then he had that shirt on Monday. Now it's just everybody nitpick and try to find the smallest thing that they can add their 2 cents on to make it either that much funnier or just have something to say. Just what, like to your point, like white people don't go through that. I'm saying white athletes don't down other athletes in this. I'm saying it's just us. Of course, I have my personal opinions about the way I feel about certain people and certain things, how my career went, and certain people I played against and things like that. Yeah, a long list of people who I probably thought sucked or whatever the case may be, but that's my personal opinion. I'm not out here every time I get like, I'm sorry as shit. Like, you don't do this. Like, no, I'm saying like, no, that's just us as Black people from the hood, man. Like, that's just what we built on.
That's that hood mentality, man. And Steven Jackson's probably got that hood mentality. That's why he says something about see somebody in traffic or whatever the case may be. But Kwame, but you know, that's we got to stop that, man. I completely agree with Kenyon Martin, man. I think everything that Stephen A is doing, I think media like that is going to be is there's too many people now that are want to celebrate people, and they want to celebrate people's successes, and too many people are pushing positivity now to the max. So I don't think that type of media is going to last much longer. You can tell us. I mean, it's getting real bad, because everything that gets real bad is normally it's about the reverse, and it's gonna get good. You're gonna see a lot of different type of media, and people are gonna be able to make money without drama, man. This is Rob Allen ENT, and I'm out.
Every single song I put out bangs. This is how we create what we say. They mad cause I let my nuts hang low to the flow, like I'm tryna ball. Let go, I mean let go. You can't control, I know. From young and old, you don't trust the soul. Reload your mindset, sold. Your future's gone. My woes, I lose control if you touch your soul.